Alright guys, your boy TPK here. So a lot of people don't understand how I make my liveries, or how liveries work, or what's the best way to make a livery, or how you can improve on making a livery. There isn't really, I wouldn't really say there's a technique, other than I would say a method, because making liveries depends on how much detail and how much effort you want to put into one. So this is an S15 livery I made. Obviously has a bunch of like decals and stuff like that, sponsors on it. Some of these aren't really sponsored, some of them are just like words of just my friends' names on it. But this is a recent livery I made just yesterday. I'm just gonna go over a few things of how you can make liveries look a certain way and how to make them look different than the norm. As I'm just showing you a few just other builds of just two different types or a few different types of styles you may go for. As you can see, depending on what you like and depending on what you feel is what you should go for always in a livery. Um, so I prefer to make these kind of liveries with I wouldn't say it's a flame. I would say, I don't know what you kind of shape you would call this. Um, but all my liveries follow off a flow, and the flow is from the front of the car all the way leads way to the back of the car. Um, but depending on what you want to make and how you want to make it, um, I would say use a template, and the template would be your car. So let me just give you an example of what I mean, because some people don't get what I mean by, oh yeah, use a template and develop further off that car. So let's just go to, let's get any car, I don't really care. Anything that has space on it or allows me to use space. So this is my template, right? RX7 is my template. Let's say this is another way, a method of saving money as well, guys. If you don't want to be painting your car, I say keep your car black, and you want to save money, just do this. You just stick a vinyl on top of it and just like change the color of it to whatever you want. That's what I'd say I recommend you doing, instead of having to actually change your your whole color of your car. Yes, your wing mirrors may be different, but you save money, because the only thing you have to change maybe the wing mirrors, or if you don't want any wing mirrors, you can get rid of wing mirrors. Like, it's your choice. You can do what you like. So let's say I went for like let's go with a purple gloss on the car, right? This is my base. This is where I start, right? So there'll be two types of templates when you make a livery. This is what I base off my style and my like knowledge of how I make stuff. This is also how I've been shown to save ways and do things differently. I don't know if everyone knows how to make carbon, but it's a bit like making carbon. When you make carbon, you have to lay a black layer sheet on top of whatever color you want, and then get the layers of the lines and on top of each other. It's exactly that, your template of layering, but there's different ways of making liveries look a certain way to make it fit a certain way. So let's say you're spray painting and you have a template, right? So you have a template with an image on it. You have to spray paint that image onto like another background to get the image that you want. So let's say I have a black background, right? This is my background. My background is my purple. My template is my is the black that you can see in front of you. So I want to get that color, my purple color, back through to the car, but you make it to, but also at the same time I want to design out of it. So this is one way I do some of my designs. So little trick, you can make things look sick without having to do much, and this is what I try to explain to people. When you make a livery, right, place everything where you'd want it to be placed, right, and then just layer it how you want. Make sure you follow the flow, or follow a flow or some kind of flow, so then when you make whatever you're making, you don't get lost in what you're initially trying to start. So let's say this was the start, right? And if I can get it where I want it to go, thank you, human. So let's say that was the start, right? This is where we're starting, right? So you don't want to then start filling in every single space. You don't need to do that. That's the thing I tell my friends. When you make a livery, you don't need to fill in every single kind of space there is. in the whole entire world, or in the whole entire space of your car. That is, you can do that if you want, but you don't necessarily have to. Sometimes you can save space, and because we're on console as well, this is mainly based. Yeah, it's another thing I'm going to point out. This is mainly based for console. I know PC players have mods and stuff like that, which help them with managing more space, and obviously, but that comes with like if you have mods or not. If you don't, then this can apply to you as well. But you don't necessarily need all the space in the world to make something look good. So this is just something really quick. It's not going to be exactly how I want it to be, but it's just going to be something quick. If it was something I really wanted it to be, it would be very, very different. But I'm just giving you guys a base idea of where I go with my stuff. So say I put that there, right? Cool. This is our design, right? So as you can see, where all the where the black is, that's your design. That's where your design is. You then want to cover up all that space that you don't want the black to be. So that would be the hood, the bumper, the both bumpers, and then that's it. So let's say you get any shape you want, doesn't matter what shape you use. I'm just going to do this really rough and really quickly. You don't necessarily want that space to be interrupted, so you just cover this off. So another one there, and then obviously you put the purple there to cover that off. It doesn't matter if it looks amazing or if it doesn't, just as long as you cover it up, because at the end of the day, the more you get into this, the more you'll start realizing you can save layers, and you can save so much more space by not doing so much, by finding other shapes that work with other placements. So when you realize that, that's when you know that, okay, cool, I know what I want to make, I know what I want to do. So it's not as hard as you think it is. The more you try, the more you figure out what you want and what you don't want. It's all about trying. If you don't try, then you're not gonna understand. And that's another thing as well. Go on Google. That's another thing I forgot to mention. Go on Google, search up what you want. Try and make a replica, I would say first, and then try make your own livery. The reason why I would say that is because not only do you understand how things would work when you're making a replica, you get the gist of where you want to go with your own style and where you want to go with when you make liveries. So when you start making your own style and your own also I'm looking for your own type of liveries, and depending what you want, because a lot of people say that my liveries are comp style based liveries, but I don't think they look like a comp style based livery in my opinion. They are very comp oriented, I would say, but I don't see my liveries being rocked in a comp. I don't know why. I just don't see that. But other people do, and I respect them for saying that about it, because I don't see that. But when you do make a livery, and it's going to be this whatever style you want it to be confident. It doesn't matter if someone else doesn't like it. There's nothing wrong with asking for people's opinion, that is true, but there's nothing wrong with what you like and what you want on it. Don't think that because it's not done this way, it's not done that way, it's not right. So it needs one thing that people may say, yeah, there's nothing wrong with people taking people's advice as well. Sometimes taking people's advice actually makes it better, but you don't always have to take the person's advice. So if someone does give you a piece of advice that is just like maybe you think can make it look better, then cool, go ahead and do it. But if you feel like you don't want to do that, then don't do it. It's literally it's your livery. You do what you want. So with me, this is now that I have the black on my car, this has become my background. So with that being said, if you scroll back down, this is just a little insight. If you scroll across all the way, it's on console, I'm not sure on PC where you'll find it, into the CX, right? You can use this as like what's the word I'm looking for, a kind of another way to give a background to your car, if that makes sense. A second alternative to give your car a background once you've given it a background, if that makes sense. So like, do this, obviously it's gonna show because I need to cover that. I gotta cover that off as well. So let's do that quickly. Let's go back up here. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be immaculate. As long as it follows the freaking trim of the car, then it's fine. Like so. So yeah, once you've got a background of a car, or on the car, right? You want to start making it flow. Depending what colors you want, as like the underneath of it, depending on what you want, it would be your choice in the matter. In this situation, I'd go for either satin on this, because yeah, everyone picks white, so why not go for something different? You can also put carbon fiber on this as well. You can lay it underneath and put carbon fiber. That's what I used to do, and make it look amazing. Or what you could do is this, if you want. Put a second underneath, a second. This is what takes up more space and layers as well, by the way. I say go to chrome, right? Get whatever color you think would look nice on the reflection of this car, and just make it a bit thicker, and layer everything underneath. So get a second layer, layer stuff underneath it, give it a little bit more color to it, or a bit more, I would say, something about stand out a bit more, so they recognize your livery, or your livery is seen more, so they can see what the design is more. That makes sense. So, whoops, don't do what I just did. Do it the other way around, like that. Make sure you layer everything underneath as well, so you move it down every time, so you don't end up doing the same one again and again. Or do all of them first and then start layering it how you would want them to be. You can have as much thickness as you want on it. Pause. Just want to put that out there before I get cancelled in the chat. Like so. E. Oh, I got stick drift as well. Big W. We love stick drift. Once you get all of it done, alright, it just comes down to how you want it. So yeah, once you get everyone gets the gist of that, and just layer it so everything is underneath, so there's no like layered lines coming up above the ones that you don't want to be above. So you layer it that way, so all the lines that may be on the circles don't show up, so and so and so. So if I'm correct, I only got like 2 more to do. Like that, like that, thicken that. Put you there. Done. Balance you out. Bring you all the way down to the bottom, like so, and like that. And so yeah, you have the white lines. You can change whatever color you want it to. You don't necessarily have to go chrome, but I usually go chrome, so it kind of like in the darkness, or when light shines on it, you see it more. So that's once that this would be my background now. Once my background's done, I then try layering stuff on top to make it look a bit more appealing to the eye. So not only are you just looking at the background of the car, because that is now, once you can see it, that's just one design on the car already. You don't even, sometimes you don't, if you just want that, you don't even have to go along with that. You can even make this look even better by, obviously the way I've done it is just quick and easy. It's just thick and bold. You don't need to, not really nothing amazing. But if you want to make it really small and like intricate with just sections of the car, go ahead. I've done that myself, it looks really good. My friend Booney's done it, my friend Taco, my friend Flawless, a bunch of people have designers that I know have done it, and it looks fucking amazing. I'm not really good with using flames, I'll be real with you. I'm not the best of using flames, but I am really good when it comes down to using, I'm not even sure if this is a flame, but I'll say, I don't know, I think it is a type of flame, but this kind of stuff I'm better with, I would say. I have more of an understanding of how I line this kind of stuff up, because as you can see, most of my liveries are based off of this one stripe that I pretty much use. Depending on what you want for your car and what you want to put on it, it's your choice, of course. I tend to use it without the thickness of it as well, so I get rid of the thickness. Then I have, sorry, my buttons are really effed. ATM, like so. Sim, copy down to the other side. Let's try this. Sometimes you can just do custom decals from like just the shapes you have. You don't even have to like what's it called, it go overboard of it. Just the custom. Oops. Like so, like that. To make sure your colors don't clash like mine are doing right now. But when you go into the darker side, when you sit on the light side, it doesn't really look amazing. But me, I'm the ambient type of person, so when you see my stuff in the darkness, it pops more than it is in the light. So that's the kind of stuff I go for. That is my kind of like designing, the way I kind of design stuff. I enjoy it more because it pops more, you see more, and you get a grasp of what the person or what I'm trying to do. So always try to follow the body lines of the car, or not really the body lines of the car, or with the flow of your first decal placement. So where you place your first decal is where you want to follow the car or follow the flow of. So depending on what angle and what side, like where you put it, that is the way you want to follow. And if you follow that and commit to that, you should come out with a livery that I don't think anyone could question, because you've made it look the way you want it to look. So this is just I would say just a piece of help or just a piece of advice to people that when you are making liveries, you don't have to place everything everywhere for it to be a livery. Like, yes, you can do that. It's your choice. If you want to do that, go ahead. I'm not gonna judge you. Some people may judge you, but I'm not, because I like, you like what you like, I like what I like. But with me, I'm just someone that prefers the lines and just the sleek kind of look of the car, and let it follow through with the car. Um, Nothing amazing, nothing nitty gritty, but this is just something really simple and really easy to understand. It looks complicated from like what I'm doing. You're like, oh, how the fuck am I doing this? It's not that hard. It is quite easy once you get the hang of it. You can use this as a guide if you want. Um, and if you want me to explain more on it, then by all means I'll do that. Just let me know in the comment section and I'll do it. But in terms of making liveries and just the flow of stuff, so find the flow that you like and see what would work for you. So find a livery, like go on YouTube, go on Instagram. So this is what I do on Instagram. On Instagram I follow a bunch of cars, I follow a bunch of car people, I like a bunch of liveries, I like a bunch of freaking designs, whether it be liveries that are for FD or liveries just for people that make just for car shows, or liveries that have been popping up in freaking popular car shows that you see. So it could be from anything from Goodwood, it could be from SEMA, it could be from any big car show that you may like, or even your favorite YouTuber. Whatever livery they have on a drift car or a car in general, try copy it. If it's anime, if it's just simple FD, if it's portraits of other people, if it's freaking paint artwork, go ahead, make a livery out of anything. And I've said this to so many people. I've said this to my friend Booney, and he came up with like artwork. It's crazy. And if you want an example of what I mean by just artwork, this livery I made for my chaser, so not this one, this one here was made based off of um a cherry blossom tree turned red in the middle of a, like, I don't know how to explain it. It was like a person sitting in a tree, but it was a cherry blossom tree, but it was just in red instead of pink. So this is what this livery is based off of. So you can make anything if you put your mind to it the way you want it, and not it will flow the way you want it. As long as you make it flow the way you want, like, there's nothing you can't do. So I hope this helped, and if it didn't, you know, you can always give it a thumbs down. But if it helped, give it a thumbs up. Let me know your opinions on it. Let me know if you want any ideas on how you place down your freaking sponsors, your layer your sponsors, what colors would work with your sponsors and stuff like that. But apart from that, it's been your boy TPK. Peace out and keep moving forward.